All right. All right. So let's take a look at these deck lists while they take their mulligans and such. So we're on Dragon versus Crab. So here is our Dragon deck. Looks like it's a Mountain Anvil Castle deck, and it's got Phoenix Splash with unmatched expertise against the ways and clarity of purpose. So a Mountain Anvil Castle about getting these attachments on, getting an extra buff there. So it seems kind of few attachments for a typical Mountain Anvil Castle deck, but not a lot of monks. But I guess there are still a lot of monks that might be more beneficial out of. Oh my gosh, what's the other stronghold? I can't think of it right now. But it's looking good. We do see that they're Seeker of Fire, so Restoration of Balance, Feast or Famine for the two fire provinces. So that looks pretty good. Nothing else just standing out. We do see obviously Seal of the Dragon for Hurricane Punch, Void Fist combos, Indomitable Will, and Against the Waves to probably stand Yokuni or keep Yokuni or Mitsu standing with those Indomitable Wills. So that's looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Crab deck here. And we do see that they have gone ahead and done their mulligans, and we see their splash. But let's just take a quick look at this Crab deck while they take their first turn. Well, I'll just go ahead and pull it up that way. I know what I'm looking at least. So here we see on the Crab side, we see Hida Guardian purchased with one off of the Stronghold trigger. And there are currently 4 holdings on the Crab side, so that's going to give a +8/+8. We see another Hida Guardian and a Student of top. On the Dragon side, we see a Venerable Fortunist and a Tagashi Initiate, as well as a Maya Mystic and a Favorable Ground. Good old Hateful Row, yeah. All right, so it looks like this Crab is on Phoenix Splash with 3 Tadaka and 3 Wandering Mediator, so both of these decks running Phoenix as their Splash. All right. Oh, that's because I never hit done when I hit edit my stream info. Um, I started typing in the stream info because that was from the last game that I streamed. I typed it in, I just didn't hit done. Let me know if that updated. So we do see the Student of Anatomy spot with 1, the Venerable Fortuna spot with 2. Both players bid 5. CUNY Labs forces an honor loss on the Crab side. Cool. Thanks, Denzo. I appreciate that. We'll see how many people trickle in here. I know there's a lot of L5R streams going on today with the LLO tournament as well. And so, and I also imagine that means more people are playing than watching as well. All right, looks like Crab passes their conflict. And we see the Venerable Fortunist attacking Political Fire, which is currently at 10 province strength with these 2 holdings. We see Student of Anatomy defend with a Watch Commander immediately used to buff them up. see Ornate Fan played on the Venerable Fortunist. That's going to cost an honor. We see Nezumi Infiltrator get played to increase the province strength by 1 on the City of the Rich Frog. I wonder if this dragon is playing for a potential Void Fist to get rid of this student and this Watch Commander so that they can really buff up and try and take down this city, or if they were just trying to get the win there real quick with the Ornate Fan. We see a policy debate played, and we see 5-1 bid, which is going to give the win on that to Crab. And so we see the Dragon hand, and it's against the waves, Bonsai, court games, find Katana, let go, and seal the dragon, and let go gets discarded, and then Watch Commander loses an honor on that policy debate. We then see court games come down from Crab to dishonor the Venerable Fortunist, which is then another court games played to re-honor the Fortunist. We see a trigger of Mountain Sandville Castle to get up to make this 6-6, so that Dragon is now winning this conflict. We see Caillou Forges goes out and fetches an Iron Mine. So that does reduce the strength of this City of the Rich Frog, but it's still unlikely that it's going to break here this turn. Yeah, getting that 2 fate for the Fortunist is nice. That policy debate bid, though, oof. So we see a Mediator come down on the Crab side, and that's going to bring them up to 9. And I don't think there's anything that Dragon can do here, so they're just going to favorable ground home. Yeah, and that's why I question whether they were doing it just for the fate, because it feels like too many resources being spent just to claim that fire ring. That policy debate did get you some of your honor back, but you've still spent 4 cards there that cost you 4 honor. So we do see Crab draws a card thanks to Watchtower of Valor. And then we see Common Cause used to ready the Student of Anatomies, who then attacks in on this military water is what they're thinking. I imagine they'll flip this over to Paul. Hey Rega, how's your event going this morning? Yeah, Crab does seem to be behind here because of that policy debate bid. We see Rebuild to put another Iron Mine into play. And they did just do military. And so that is going to be enough to break this upholding authority. We see Assassination, Bonsai, Tessin, and Rebuild in their hand. And so I imagine this Infiltrator is going to be readied. Oh, it hasn't started yet? Oh, does it start here in... I thought it started... Oh, yeah, no. PST. So it's still got, what, 2 hours before that event starts, then, Rega? I rolled out of bed and saw that they were needing a streamer for this game, so I was like, I can wake up and do this, I think. My mind's mostly here. Dunzo's here to get my back, though, whenever I make any mistakes or bad calls. Dunzo corrects everybody in chat. All right, so we see Tessin discarded, and the Infiltrator gets readied with the Water Ring. With all these low-cost crab characters, getting rid of that Tessin is a good call, even though it's not likely to be used this turn, because there is no fate on either side for these players. Yeah, about 2 hours. You're a monster, Dunzo? Why are you a monster? All right. So it looks like both players just pass through their remaining conflicts there. And Glory is tied at 3, so no one gets favor. So on Crab side, we see them ditch the CUNY Labs because their honor is getting really low. We see them flip a Butcher of the Fallen, which rallies into a second Butcher. And we see a Gallant Quartermaster show up as well. We see them get a Shrewd Yasuki from their Stronghold trigger. On the Dragon side, we see a Mia Mystic get purchased. We see Doom Shigenja, another Tagashi Initiate, and a second Mia Mystic available in their row for purchase. And so we do see Doom Shigenja get purchased. Because you can't help but correct people. Hey, correcting people isn't that bad. So, and when I make dumb mistakes, it's good to have someone that actually knows what they're talking about. Tell that to your girlfriend. I mean, if she's on the stream, I can tell that to her. So I'm assuming both one bids here, and Nuggetz goes hunting for Resto with Butcher. Yeah, possibly. Um, so the row does have to be also concerned with Feast or Famine. But it looks like no Butcher purchased. We're just going to see the Gallant Quartermaster and the Hida Guardian purchased with an additional fate. So this Quartermaster is going to be used to blank this Mystic to stop the Watch Commander. So we see a 3-1 bid. So Crab bids 3, going down to 4 honor. Dragon bids 1. So cards are even at 6-6 here. But the board's lots of small characters on both sides. And these Hida Guardians are still representing +6/+6 skill. So not buying this Butcher means that Rebels is turned on for Crab. It can hit this Venerable Fortunist. We see these Tagashi Initiates attack into Shameful Display, and it looks like Crab is thinking a fairly large defense here. Yeah, 9 more followers, and then I meet the requirements for becoming affiliate. So we're getting pretty close. Yeah, Guardian does make any defense large here. Hey, Denzo, thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. You did help. So now we're down to just needing 8 more. So getting pretty close. So we see the Hida Guardian, Student of Anatomies, and Gallant Quartermaster defend. So this student with the Watch Commander going to help drain some honor from the Dragon player if they play any cards. And still enough size on the board after the Hida Guardian gives +6/+6 to prevent Dragon from winning, even if they honor both of these initiates without playing some additional cards. So we do see one initiate get honored, and then Shameful Display is used to dishonor that initiate and then honor the Gallant Quartermaster. And then we see the other initiate get honored. And then it looks like Dragon is going to play a Bonsai. And so this will potentially cost them 2 honor, but it looks like this is going to get defended. All right. So Crab is going to win that, uses Keeper of Air to gain a fate. We see Student of Anatomy is used, sacrificing the Gallant Quartermaster to gain an additional 2 fate, and that's going to blank the Mia Mystic. All right, so with just 5 cards in hand for Crab, finding Restoration of Balance would be really good here. But they scout out military water poke with this infiltrator and find Shameful Display. And so it looks like we're going to see maybe just this doomed defend. So both of these characters, 0 glory. So Shameful doesn't change the total numbers, but at the end of play, Crab will lose another honor when this infiltrator leaves play. Or at the end of the phase, not at the end of play. I'm definitely a bit tired right now. So we see Bonsai used, and Crab does lose an honor, playing Bonsai to get this infiltrator up to 5. We see a Katana come down on this Doom Shigenja. I do always feel bad attaching um, Katanas to my Doom Shigenja anytime I'm defending. I don't mind it when I'm attacking with the Doom Shigenja because investing resources for a break, I always feel better about than investing resources for a defense. So I don't know how much I like this, especially because it still doesn't bring you up to winning. Well, I guess with the Stronghold trigger, it would have. We also see a Seal of the Dragon come down, and then we see Mountain Anvil Castle used to give +2. And then Indomitable Will. Okay. That makes a bit more sense, because now you do have the resources on this Doom Shigenja for the attack as well. So we're going to see a political attack here with the Fortunus, the Mystic, and the Doom Shigenja fire at the Shameful Display. So we'll see the Hida Guardian and Yasuki defend. And Hida Guardian gets +6/+6 to the Yasuki, but with all the resources invested here, uh, Dragon's still winning this conflict currently. We see court games used to dishonor the Hida Guardian. So Dragon still needs one more skill here to get up to break, which I don't know that they have, especially now that this fan has come down on the Suzuki with only 1 card in hand. I don't think we're going to get this break on the Shameful. And there we go. And we see another court games used to honor a friendly character. So Crab is now winning this. And Dragon just passes. Yeah, these Hida Guardians definitely pulling their weight right now. All right, Crab passing their second conflict. We're down to 1 card in the Dragon hand, 3 cards in the Crab hand. And Crab's going to be down to 3 honor here. Yeah, Crab's definitely gonna buy the Butcher this turn. Butcher this turn can just end the game because there'll be enough strength on board to go and break any of these dragon provinces. And with no provinces broken on Crab, there will be no one that can defend on the dragon side, even though we do see Yokuni show up for dragon. And Masa Hige as well shows up. We do see a Cooney Labs show up for Crab, which they're not wanting. And we see a Keeper Initiate, a Funeral Pyre, and a Envoy on the City of the Rich Frog. So this Heat of Guardian still going to give +6/+6, but this Cooney Lab going to cost an honor for Crab, bringing them down to 2. So then they're definitely getting low on honor. So we see Season of War used, which does get rid of that Cooney Labs, as well as the 2 Yokuni and Masahige on Dragon side. On Dragon, we now see 2 storehouses, Mitsu and let's see, who is this? This is Kudaka, right? Something like that. Yeah, Kudaka. Yeah, they'll want to go air for keepers. So no butchers coming out for Crab because of that Season of War. Um, but we see Shahobu, as well as another Heat of Guardian purchased with 1 fate each by Crab. We see Forges makes its return, and we see River of the Last Stand and Iron Mine. And we see a Steadfast Witch Hunter and a Disciple of Shinsei for Crab. So Dragon buys this Kadaka with 2. Both players bid 1, and then Dragon's going to use these 2 storehouses to bring the card totals back up to 4. But Crab has this Yasuki on board, which is going to be another card draw, and has this Envoy, which can be sacrificed for the student to get another card draw on board, and that will blank Kadaka. So that if by some chance Dragon does defend this air ring here and claim it, Kadaka won't trigger. We do see an attack here into Feast or Famine. And so I think Dragon kind of wants to just let this go. I think Dragon tunneling in on this potential dishonor victory for Crab is going to end up being their downfall. So I think that happens rather a lot, is a lot of players see, oh, my opponent's down to just a few honor. Let's drop our bids and not draw cards that win me games. Yeah, so we do see no defense here. And so Feast or Famine is going to trigger and take the fate off of Shahobu and moves it to the Fortunist. And we see a Keeper Initiate get put into play, and now Crab's up to 5 honor. And now that the air ring is claimed, we're going to see the Fortunist blanked instead, so that if Dragon does manage to claim the fire ring, they can't return it for 2 fate. Holyfield typically plays Lion Honor, so they're used to playing with no cards and low bidding, which Lion can do probably better than any other clan because they do have a fairly strong dynasty deck, or at least they used to in core set. I know that I played with Lion back in core set days, and you didn't need cards as Lion. You could just win off of your sheer military strength on board. So we see Tadaka disguised over the student of anatomies. Yeah, but a lot of the ridiculousness for Lion right now is in their conflict deck. Tactical ingenuity, prepare for war. Got some sports style chants going on in your home. Nice. Well, tell them that I say hello. Or I guess they're listening, they can hear me say hello. Once this whole quarantine is over, we need to go do something together, Rega. All right, looks like we're seeing a military water poke into fertile fields here with this initiate. And we're going to see just Tadaka defend. And so 7 strength for Tadaka with this Watch Commander and Favor. Oh, yeah, Monday's a holiday. Yeah, I could do that. We should talk to the others and see if they're interested and up for doing that. I need to finish my dungeon room. I keep bouncing ideas around in my head, but I don't settle on anything. So we see Tadaka used and discards Hurricane Punch. We also see Bonsai Clarity of Purpose and Against the Waves in hand for Dragon with the Tadaka use. So we see the Initiate honor itself. And Crab draws a card on Fertile Fields. All right, so Crab wins that 7-3. All right, so this Guardian's still going to represent +6/+6 to this Keeper Initiate. They're going to poke in here. It looks like they're avoiding Shameful Display, so this is going to be Restoration. So currently enough strength on board to break if no defense from the Dragon player. And this is a Void, so I imagine we'll see the Fortunist go away with this Void Ring. All right, so we see no defense from Dragon here. And so Restoration breaks, and so we see Assassination and Defend Your Honor discarded. right, so we're going to see this Fortunist and Kudaka attack in here. I know attacking into the Shameful to get rid of Iron Mine looks nice and juicy because that will get rid of this Tadaka as well at the end of turn. But with what we know is in the Dragon's hand, we know that they're not going to be able to break it through this Shihobu. So best to go somewhere else and not get a Dishonored character. And it looks like they are indeed thinking of going at City of the Rich Frog. All right, so we do see an attack into Fertile Fields instead. So currently 9-3. We see rebuild used to put another Iron Mine on the City of the Rich Frog. So that's going to save both Shohobu and Tadaka now. And we see another rebuild, the final rebuild there to put another Iron Mine. I imagine to save the Yasuki for additional card draw. But I could see potentially the Guardian just for the strength, but Yasuki's more likely. So Fertile Fields does break. So Dragon gets 1 break versus 3 on Crab. So Crab's coming after the Stronghold for Dragon this turn, which is going to be Sacred Sanctuary. And no real big bunks on the Dragon side to benefit off of that. And we're going to see a fairly impressive military force from Crab going at this Stronghold this turn. And with the Stronghold only being 4 strength total with Sacred Sanctuary, I imagine this is going to be the last turn, and Crab will get the break here. But we'll see what happens with this Dragon flop. Dragon going in with 2 Fate on top of this Crab player. And so we see another Kudaka for Dragon, and then we see Investigator and Mitsu as well as a Storehouse. On the Crab side, we just see an Envoy and then these 3 provinces. We do see this third Iron Mine actually wasn't used to save anybody. Between Shobu, Tadaka, and the Guardian, there's enough force to break pretty much anything. And this Butcher's going to seal the deal that they get off of their Stronghold trigger, because now none of these Dragon characters are going to be able to move in. And with so few cards in hand for Dragon and no Hawk Tattoo in this deck, that's going to be an undefended Stronghold attack. So yeah, so this Butcher seals the fate of the Dragon player. Dragon will not be able to defend unless they attack and break something right now, because they are first player. Then they can defend with Mitsu. But really, they're not going to break anything because the deck lists are open. So Crab knows what's on the Stronghold and knows that Butcher can break it alone, and knows there's no way to move in. So if Dragon attacks, you just defend with everybody but the Butcher, or at least enough strength to make sure that they're not going to break. No, I don't believe there's Cloud in the deck either. Oh no, there are two Clouds in this deck. Um, yeah, there's no move in for Dragon, but there is two Clouds, so I guess Cloud could save them. Um, but we see a 2-to-1 bid, and Dragon definitely needed to bid 5 and needs a Cloud for the Butcher to have the chance here. So we see a Skirmisher come in and give itself Covert. All right, it looks like we're going to see a all-in political attack here. So Dragon hoping to break something to be able to defend with Mitsu. But I think as Crab here, even if they break and you don't defend with anybody and then attack with everybody, I don't think there's going to be enough skill on board that Dragon can stop you. So the Skirmisher can't covert Mitsu, so even with a break, Mitsu can still defend because Mitsu has covert. So if that's why you were saying it was done, that one wouldn't matter with the regardless of break because there's no student to blank this Mitsu either. So we do see just the Keeper Initiate defend here. So Investigator's going to take the best card out of these two for Crab. We see Tadaka gets used and discards Clarity of Purpose. So we see Bonsai, Katana, Void Fist against the waves, and Clarity of Purpose. So now knowing what's in Dragon's hand, we can see this Bonsai and Katana used, and then Void Fist used twice in the next conflict to potentially save the stronghold. But you're going to have to bow out this Hida Guardian for +6 stats. So we see Bonsai and Watch Commander, and Bonsai gets discarded with the Investigator. Yeah, cards do have text and rules. That's what makes it a game. All right. So now this Mitsu is able to defend, and with Bonsai and Katana bringing them up to 10 strength, you needed to bow this Guardian, I think, because you can still double Void Fist. But this Guardian's going to come in and give +6 strength to this Butcher. And then the Butcher's not going to be able to go home with a Void Fist. And then it will be 12 to 10 And then with this Envoy and the Skirmisher, that's still going to be onboard breaking. Attack pull at Shameful. So we see against the waves used to ready Kadaka, and then Watch Commander go down on this Butcher. So this Kadaka is not going to be able to defend unless we do see the political attack at Shameful. But yeah, here we are just going to see an all-in military attack at the Stronghold. And it looks like they're going Earth. They need to remember to grab the Butcher again because the Butcher got taken off when the ring was pull. I've seen people forget things like that before. They need to grab the Skirmisher back as well. They do grab the Butcher though. And it does look like they switched to Fire here instead of Earth. All right, and so Mitsu's going to be readied and go into this conflict. So no cards in hand for Crab. So we do see Katana come down. And then Guardian gives, oh, it's only +4 right now to this Butcher. I thought there was a third one. Oh, there was. It got discarded with the break on the Stronghold. So yeah, that's the Watch Commander is going to still put this Butcher just out of range of this Mitsu, sending a Void Fist, unless the Stronghold is triggered first. So Dragon will have actually just enough on board to defend this then. Because they trigger their Stronghold and then send home the Butcher and send home Shiobu. So we see Shiobu put in a Kuni Lab, and that will bring this Butcher out of range at 12 strength now, being sent home with a Void Fist. Well, I guess you can send just one character home with this Hurricane Punch use. And now just a single Void Fist trigger instead of a double trigger with Mitsu's ability. Sending home this Butcher will result in a tie, and so Mitsu will likely get dishonored still, unless they drew another Void Fist off of that Hurricane Punch. That would be ideal for Dragon right now. All right, so we're going to see Mitsu dishonored here. But that was a really good defense there by Dragon. All right, so Kadaka going Air Ring here. Along with Mitsu. at this shameful display, getting rid of this last iron mine. And so we do just see Kadaka going in with 3 strength. All right. All right. So Dragon in a much better position now. Has 2 characters on board that could defend against this butcher this turn, and is going after the stronghold there. We see they also flip an Ichi, who can also defend this turn. They also get a Tranquil Philosopher and a Swordsmith, as well as a Season of War or Favorable Ground. And Favorable Ground is just another way they can get defense. For Crab, we see a Gallant Quartermaster and a Keeper Initiate, and they've got just 4 cards left in their Dynasty deck. So I don't think we see a Stronghold trigger here. Yeah, we're going to see Season of War. And that's going to bring Crab down to where they can't purchase anything or they will lose the game. Yeah, and it does look like this dragon did end up pulling this back. All right, so 1-to-1 bids here. All right, and so we see an attack with the Butcher and the Skirmisher, and a defense with Mitsu and Kadaka. So Crab just barely winning this. Yeah, it's win or lose this turn. And Mitsu's going to stay standing at the end of this conflict. And Dragon did have another Void Fist. So I think this is going to be enough pull strength, probably. 6 pull strength versus 1. Does Dragon have anything to boost their pull strength here? Because this should be Wasteland. And so that's going to be 6 to break. So they just need 1 more political skill. Oh, yeah. And against the waves to ready, Kadaka will do it. Yeah. That other province would be for Crab Rebels. So we see a fan attached to the Butcher, and then Butcher is sacrificed to ready the Skirmisher. So I think Crab just calling it a defeat here. Quartermaster gets coverted, and that will be a dishonor win for the dragon. So dragon did pull that out. It looked rough that previous turn. No, so I don't think there was a misplay. There was miscalculations in my commentary because I forgot that one of the provinces would go away with that Heated Guardian. Because had that Heated Guardian given 2 more skill to the Butcher, it would have been a very different game. So, but that was definitely well played by both these players. So I'm sure there will be more games going on today that we'll catch. In fact,